The day before the engagement, my boyfriend went to meet his first love, Catherine's parents. Ashley? He saw me, his eyes filled with panic. But he quickly calmed down and questioned me, "How did you get here?" I sneered, "Just passing by, you all continue." Catherine's mother smiled and asked, "Jack, who is this?" "Friend." I walked aimlessly down the street after coming out of the cafe. Jack didn't chase after me, not even a text message with an explanation. Until the sky turned gloomy, the muffled sound of thunder pulled me back to reality, and I took a taxi straight home. I forced a smile. Tomorrow is the day of our engagement. Yet Jack took his first love, Catherine, to meet his parents. He really can't let go of his first love. Back home, I lay down on the bed, burying my face in the pillow. On the bedside table lay the ring for tomorrow's engagement, adorned with tiny diamonds. I prefer diamond rings, but Jack says that diamond rings do not hold their value and wants me to buy a gold ring. Nowadays, Jack took the initiative to buy a diamond ring, and the inside of the ring is engraved with the word love. I can't cry. In my mind, Jack is holding Catherine, giving me a mocking look. Catherine is Jack's childhood sweetheart and also his first love. I have often quarreled with Jack because of Catherine's presence. Jack always said that they grew up together like siblings, and that I was overthinking it. If there was anything between Catherine and me, what would it have to do with you? Every time he says this, I increasingly feel like I am Catherine's backup. The loudest argument we had, Jack scolded me for having a dirty mind, asking how there could be pure friendship between men and women. He slammed the door and left, and we were in a cold war for over a month. But this time I don't want to argue anymore. I am already clear about my position and will no longer dream. Lying in bed, I couldn't sleep. So I went to the balcony and took a few bottles of beer from the fridge. I didn't turn on the light. On the balcony, I sipped one cold beer after another, using the light from the community. It is unknown how long has passed. The children playing below in the neighborhood have long since gone home, and not a single shadow remains. Occasionally, a few stray cats rummage through the trash cans for food. Jack is back. But I heard Catherine's voice first. "Jack, does your house look like a woman lives there?" "It's a mess, and what's that smell?" I sat at the small table in front of the balcony, silent. After being with Jack for so long, he never lifted a finger to do anything, let alone cleaning. All the household chores, grocery shopping, and cooking were all done by me. As soon as Jack turned on the light, he realized I was on the balcony, and his tone was very cold. "Who does he want to scare by not turning on the lights at home?" Catherine smiled at me and said, "Ashley, I hope I'm not interrupting you." Turning her head, she pretended to be angry and looked at Jack. "Don't say that to Ashley, be a little gentler with girls." How could Jack not listen to her? His gaze softened. "Ashley, regarding what happened today, I'm afraid you might misunderstand, so I specifically asked Catherine to come and explain it to you in person." Catherine smiled sweetly and came forward to take my hand. "Yes, Ashley, my parents are urging me to find a partner, and I want to stall them a bit. If I just find any random guy, they will definitely be suspicious. Since Jack and I grew up together, they trust him, so I asked Jack for a favor." She blinked her beautiful eyes, looking extremely innocent. If I said anything harsh to her, it would definitely be my fault. "Ashley, you don't mind, right? Ashley and Catherine have sincerely explained it to you, so please stop throwing a tantrum." I didn't say anything, and Jack started to defend Catherine. So I shook off Catherine's hand and got angry all of a sudden. "I'm not angry, I should thank her for taking my boyfriend to meet her parents." Catherine's smile froze on her face, while Jack was indeed angry. "We are childhood friends. Catherine asked me for help, so what's wrong with me, as her older brother, helping her out?" "Brother? I see you want to be her boyfriend, right? Meeting the parents today, the next step is marriage." Jack was very impatient, possibly considering Catherine's presence. He suppressed the anger boiling within him. "Don't think of things so sordidly. How many times have I said it? Catherine is just my sister. Ashley, don't be angry. This is all my idea. If you want to hit or scold someone, come at me, don't take it out on Jack." Am I despicable? Am I venting my anger? Watching those two harmonizing with each other, my anger surged. Jack saw that I was silent and thought I was upset, so he gently patted my shoulder and said, "Quickly apologize to Catherine, and this will all be over." I pushed Jack away, my eyes reddening. "Apologize? Why should I apologize to a woman who has an unclear relationship with my boyfriend? She should be the one apologizing to me. Jack was angry. Ashley, you insult the girl's purity, can you have some shame? I command you to apologize to Catherine. Catherine stood between us, like a mediator soothing Jack. Jack, don't feel guilty because I had a fight with Ashley. I'm sorry. The fragrance of tea wafts through the air, but cold water cannot brew green tea, it cannot withstand Jack's fiery enthusiasm. Recalling how Jack has always defended Catherine over the years, my heart completely sank. Ashley, can you understand something? How could you force Catherine to apologize to you? Don't go too far. I command you to apologize to Catherine right now, or I will break up with you. Jack pointed at my nose, very angry. In the past, I would have definitely swallowed my anger, apologized to Catherine, and suffered alone in silence. But now, I no longer want to endure it. Then let's break up. After saying that, I turned and went back to my room. I heard Catherine's voice coming from outside the door, her tone full of grievance. Jack, don't be impulsive. You and Ashley are doing well, and because I broke up, I will be very sad. How can I blame you? Don't overthink it, she's just being petty. When my name comes up, Jack almost grits his teeth. Humph, let her cool off for a night, and by tomorrow morning, she'll be asking to get back together. I'll take you home. After I heard the sound of the door closing, my heart completely calmed down, but it wouldn't be like Jack said, that I would beg for reconciliation. If it were me in college, I would definitely do that. But as time goes by, one sees a person's true heart. I have already grown up. In college, Jack was the president of the student council, handsome and academically outstanding. I was one of the many girls who had a crush on him, working in the student council under his leadership. Because of the student council, we became familiar with each other. During one social event, Jack got drunk and vomited on me, and I took care of him without any complaints. After Jack sobered up, he apologized to me and even bought a new dress as compensation. It was the first time I received a gift from Jack, and I was so happy that I lost my senses and impulsively confessed my feelings. I didn't expect Jack to agree, he gently held me. At that moment, I felt like the happiest person in the world. But now everything has changed, Jack will never show me the smile he had back then. After Catherine returned to the country, his attention has never been on me again. I took off the engagement ring and placed it back in the box. Since I have decided to bid farewell to the past, to the things that bound me, it should be returned. I returned home alone that night. That evening, I threw myself into my mother's arms and cried uncontrollably. Mom gently patted my back to comfort me, like soothing a small baby. Dad frowned, sending text messages and making calls to notify everyone that the engagement banquet was cancelled. They didn't ask anything and stood by my side unconditionally. I had a good sleep at home, and apart from my best friend Piper, no one messaged me. She didn't ask me why, she just told me that if I wasn't happy, she could come to my side at any time. Without waiting for Piper, I bought a plane ticket and flew to her city without a second thought. I stayed there for a week, and Jack didn't send a single message. He must think I'm sulking, it's not like we haven't had cold wars before. Before, it was always me who couldn't hold back and took the initiative to make peace. Jack must have thought I would foolishly apologize to him. Then he could drag me in front of Catherine, flaunting his power and crushing my dignity. This is the first time I haven't reached out to him actively, and I don't think I will in the future either. Once, I retreated too many times, endured too many times. Because I loved him deeply, every time we argued, it was I who bowed my head first. He seemed to really enjoy the feeling of playing with me in the palm of his hand. Piper also advised me, saying that I was no different from a simp. I foolishly smiled and said, "You all have no idea how good Jack is to me, we are both rushing towards each other." Looking back now, I really was blind and foolish. I've had enough fun. As soon as I get off the plane, my phone has several missed calls and a dozen messages. All of them are from Jack. I ignored it, and when I got home, I found that Jack had come looking for me. As soon as he saw me, Jack exploded in anger. He really treats this place like his own home. Ashley, you haven't come back for so long, do you still care about this family? Did you ask for my opinion before canceling the engagement party? Do you know how embarrassing it is when relatives come to my house? The important part is the last sentence. I made him lose face. I sneered. Engagement party? You let Catherine take my place, she should be more than happy to help, right? Jack's expression froze for a moment, not expecting me to say that. Can you stop being so unreasonable? Catherine and I are innocent. I don't care, Jack, what happens between you and Catherine is no longer my concern. These past few days, I have hoped for Jack to call me. But he hasn't once, while Catherine updates her Facebook frequently. There is a photo of them together at the bar, Catherine half leaning on Jack, smiling happily. She was also afraid I wouldn't recognize that person as Jack, so she deliberately showed the birthmark on Jack's left wrist. They are having so much fun, why can't I have fun too? Jack seemed unable to understand and even got angry with me. Ashley, is it because I've been too good to you that you feel so secure? You spend all day daydreaming and affecting my relationship with Catherine, how can a girl be so vile? Ashley, don't think that just because you're my girlfriend, you can insult Catherine. If you don't apologize, I'm breaking up with you. Jack kept saying Catherine, and it made me feel sick. I said coldly, with a blank expression, I won't apologize, let's break up. Perhaps he didn't expect my attitude to be so resolute, and Jack was taken aback. I opened the door and invited him out of my house. No, Ashley, what do you mean? Can't understand human language? I said, Ashley, and you, Jack, have broken up. Jack's expression visibly turned to panic, and the arrogance he had just displayed vanished instantly. Ashley, are you really angry? I already said, Catherine is my sister. If she asks me for help and I, as her brother, don't go, wouldn't that be too unkind? You're really overthinking this. It's just pretending to be a boyfriend, not for real. Can't you be a little more generous? Am I not magnanimous? How else should I be magnanimous? After Catherine returned to the country, you prioritized her in everything, even going to meet her parents the day before our engagement for her sake. Who really ruined the engagement banquet? Everyone knows in their hearts. I finally couldn't hold back and yelled at Jack. The sound startled my parents in the room, and when they came out and saw Jack, their expressions changed as well. Go away, our family does not welcome you. My dad's face was gloomy, and my mom gently patted my shoulder to comfort me. Jack's face turned pale in an instant, and he spoke stammeringly, looking at my parents in a fawning manner. Uncle and Aunt, what are you talking about? Ashley and I just had a little disagreement. Ashley, can I apologize to you? Let's put this behind us and get along well from now on. I rolled my eyes directly. When I needed an apology the most, Jack was at the bar with Catherine. What good is an apology now? I don't need you anymore, please leave my house, we have broken up. Jack was completely taken aback, he never expected my attitude to be so resolute. In the past, I was the one begging for reconciliation, while he looked down on me from his lofty position. He always treated me like his pet, giving me a cat toy and I would obediently come back to him. Now I am no longer that domesticated little kitten. Does he really think I'm a sick cat just because the tiger doesn't show its power? Ashley, your uncle and aunt are here, stop messing around. If there's something, we can talk about it at home, okay? As Jack was about to come over and take my hand, my dad blocked the space between us. Jack, you bullied my daughter first, hurry up and leave, or I'll call the police. Jack's expression changed instantly, and he hurriedly said, Uncle and Aunt, Ashley and I have a little conflict, it's better if you two don't get involved in young people's matters. I finally couldn't bear it any longer, good manners are unnecessary in front of such shameless people. Jack, have some self-respect. A little conflict? How do you feel about me bringing a man home to meet my parents? The engagement party was all arranged by my family, and the day before, you went to accompany Catherine's parents. My dad turned 50 and had to make calls one by one to cancel the engagement party. Have you thought about our family? Jack was stunned, he stammered, unable to say a complete sentence. After a long while, I finally thought of an excuse and said in a fluster, you should have told me about canceling the engagement banquet. We should figure it out together. It's all my fault, Jack will never reflect, he will only shift the blame. You know I'm too busy with work, and I can't quite remember which day the engagement banquet is. Busy with work? Busy with work, yet can find time to accompany Catherine to meet her parents. He has never regarded me highly, the one I like he suppresses, and the one I dislike he insists on liking. After studying abroad for 4 years, Catherine was overjoyed on the day she returned home, and he prepared a large feast to welcome her. All the dishes are what Catherine likes to eat. I've been with him for so long, and he has never cooked. What Catherine likes, he will satisfy; what I like, he will only suppress. Now I know, I have been thoroughly played by Jack. My dad kicked Jack out of the house. In my 20s, I can't always stay at home and let my parents take care of me. After finding a place, I went back to the original place to pack my clothes. I tried to insert the key and found that the lock hadn't been changed. I pushed the door open, and Jack was tidying up the house. When he saw me, he was both surprised and delighted. "You're back?" "Ashley. The changes at home are significant. It has finally become the way I like it. I love greenery, and now the bare balcony is adorned with all kinds of plants. I like the fabric sofa." Jack replaced the original wooden sofa. "Everything is just as I imagined, but Jack is different now. When I first said I wanted to arrange it this way, Jack said that green plants attract bugs and are hard to manage. Having lived together for so many years, I have been the one cleaning the house, while Jack hasn't lifted a finger. It's not that he finds cleaning bothersome, he simply can't stand to see me happy." "Are you hungry? I'll cook for you now. I remember you like stir-fried yellow beef, right?" He thought that after everything that has happened, I would still be moved by this? In the past, I would have truly been touched to tears. Jack even cooked for me, what else could I not get over? But now my heart is as calm as still water. I just want to pack up and move. Just as Jack tied on his apron, his phone rang. "What's wrong?" "Don't cry yet. I'll be there right away." It must be Catherine who made this call, given the urgency. Jack put down the spatula, seemingly seeking my opinion. "Ashley and Catherine were hit by a car. You should hurry, in case something happens to Catherine." Jack didn't expect me to agree so quickly. He took off his apron and hugged me. "Ashley, you wait, I'll be back soon after I finish. We're having a candlelit dinner tonight." I frowned as I watched Jack leave. That hug from him not only made my heart ache, but also made me feel a bit nauseous. There are quite a few ingredients in the fridge, and they are all things I love to eat. Braised eggplant, stir-fried yellow beef, mapo tofu, all spicy. I like to eat spicy food, but because Jack said he doesn't like it, I haven't had it in a long time. It would have been great if these dishes could have been made for me once in the past. He clearly can cook. I still remember the 7 dishes and 1 soup he made when Catherine returned to the country. It's a pity it wasn't made for me. I'll never get what Jack gave me. But so what? I don't care about it at all anymore. I handled the ingredients alone and made 4 dishes and a soup. This last meal is considered a farewell dinner for Jack and me. After all these years, no matter what, parting on good terms can be considered a way to save face for each other. But even until the food had cooled down and was about to go bad, Jack still hadn't returned. When dawn broke, I finally packed everything up, and as soon as I opened the door, I saw Jack busy in the kitchen. The vegetables from yesterday weren't put in the fridge, they went bad, so I threw them away. "Come have breakfast." I stared blankly at all of this, as if it were from another world. During our time living together, I had imagined countless times Jack making breakfast for me, but it was always me. Even when I prepare it well, he still won't eat it. Either he finds it unappetizing or he thinks it's not novel enough. He's tired of it. Until one day, he ran out without having breakfast. Soon after, I saw Catherine's Facebook. There were 2 cups of cappuccino with hearts drawn on them, and some small desserts on the table. Catherine was afraid I wouldn't know it was Jack who invited her, and during the photo, she deliberately showed the wrist of the person across from her. Yes, spoiled things should be thrown away. Deteriorated feelings should also be cut off in a timely manner. I didn't eat a bite for breakfast, and I calculated the time. Piper should be arriving soon. Jack opened the door, his face full of confusion, but he still greeted her with a smile. "Isn't this Piper? Here to play with Ashley? Have you had breakfast? Come on in." He is so enthusiastic that he doesn't even regard my friends beside me, like Jack does. Piper didn't pay him any mind, just politely nodded and looked at me. "Baby, have you packed your things? The security won't allow us to stay too long, let's hurry up and go." "What are you packing?" "Ashley, where are you going?" Jack was at a loss, looking at the two suitcases behind me, even more flustered. This isn't my home, I'm moving out, goodbye. Saying this, I handed the suitcase to Piper and pulled away another one. Jack held my hand, his eyes filled with confusion. Why move away for no reason? Look, I bought back the succulent you like so much. Jack pointed to the balcony, even wanting to pull me over to take a look. I shook off Jack's hand and let Piper take the suitcase downstairs first. After Piper left, Jack blocked my way. What happened? Why are you moving away when everything was fine? Are you still angry about what happened last time? Or is it about last night? I really had no choice yesterday. Catherine was hit by an electric bike, and she couldn't even register by herself. I couldn't just leave her alone in the hospital, could I? Besides, I already asked for your opinion, and you agreed for me to go, didn't you? Jack always has 800 excuses. He can't do anything for Catherine, but for me, he just makes me endure. Can I endure it? I can't endure even a little, I've had enough. Jack, don't push your luck. I want to part on good terms, but do you really want to force me to curse at you? I pushed him away, and just as I reached the entrance, Jack rushed over to block the door. You want to take a break, I agree, but I won't allow you to break up. Jack's eyes were red, and I had never seen him so out of control. Would he cry for me too? But who cares now? Breaking up is my freedom. Who are you to say I can't? What do you think you are? Jack, let me tell you, I used to love you, and that's why I endured it. Now, I no longer love you. I don't want to argue with him about Catherine anymore. He will always say I'm overthinking it. I also don't want to point out where he has done wrong. He will just brush me off and say he'll change next time. I know he won't change. I've already given Jack countless chances. No way. How can that be? Jack suddenly lost control, his eyes red and shouting, tears ready to fall at any moment. He grabbed my shoulders tightly, looking at me in disbelief. You're joking, right? I frowned and looked at him coldly, saying, You hurt me, Jack. Jack suddenly let go, standing there in shock like a frightened puppy, his face full of disbelief. I stepped over him and pulled the suitcase out. Jack chased after me, shouting my name from behind. Didn't you say you would love me for a lifetime? Is it all just empty words now? You also said you would get engaged to me, but you went to meet Catherine's parents instead. The elevator arrived, and I left with a blank expression. Jack didn't chase after me again. Piper was waiting for me downstairs, putting the suitcase in the trunk, and I got into Piper's Porsche. As the car drove out of the community, I didn't look back even once. The car was playing soothing music, and I looked out the window, unable to hold back my tears. Not because of the breakup, but because I was finally free. After so many years of being unknowingly influenced by Jack Pua, I can finally have my new life openly and honestly. I resigned from my original job, and Piper took a week off to come and keep me company. After so many years with Jack, it's impossible to feel nothing inside when we part. I can't quite articulate what I feel now. There's both a sense of relief and the sadness of the breakup. Piper ordered a lot of delicious food, all my favorite Sichuan dishes. Since being with Jack, I've even started ordering tomato soup when we go out for hot pot. Jack disliked the spicy flavor that stung his nose and said that if I insisted on having the dual flavor hot pot, he would have to prepare another pot. After so many years together, I couldn't even freely choose a dual flavor hot pot. She brought over a few bottles of beer and told me to eat and drink freely. While we were eating and watching the home theater, Piper, who was scrolling on her phone, suddenly changed her expression. Damn it, this Jack is so shameless. As soon as you leave, he goes to find Catherine, pretending to be so deep in feelings. I don't even want to look anymore. I no longer care about Jack. It's none of my business if he goes to get a marriage certificate with Catherine now. Piper saw that I didn't respond and didn't dare to continue, so she changed the subject. What about your job? You can't go back to your old workplace, right? It's too close to Jack's company. Several headhunters have contacted me these days, so don't worry. Thinking about my previous job, I feel a bit regretful. I was originally going to work in Jinghai with Piper, where the pay and development prospects were better. For Jack's sake, I stayed in this small city and found a job with very average pay near his company. After moving in together, everything was so taken for granted by Jack. I had to pay for the rent, utilities, and gas. He said he doesn't cook, so he doesn't have to pay the gas bill. But has he ever thought about who makes the warm meals he gets to eat every time he comes home? So as soon as I quit my original job, several headhunters came to poach me. I scheduled an interview with one of the companies I was most interested in, and I quickly passed the first round. There were a total of 3 people advancing to the second round, and HR informed me that the general manager would be conducting the interviews personally. After passing the second interview, I can sign the contract directly, and I can start work the next day. I am very confident in myself. After all, I have a good education and work experience. I was the last to be interviewed, and when the previous candidate came out with a smile, I thought I was out of the running. As soon as I entered the conference room, I was so surprised that I couldn't speak. "Isn't this Ethan?" Ethan was also surprised to see me and quickly stood up to greet me. "Senior? What are you doing here?" "The HR department didn't tell me." After sitting down, Ethan directly poured me tea, completely shedding the domineering CEO demeanor he had just moments ago. "Aren't you going to look at the resume?" I joked with a smile. This was all arranged by the HR department, saying there are 3 suitable candidates for me to interview personally. You see, I was just woken up from my nap to conduct interviews. It's so tough for me. Saying this, Ethan lifted his foot, and I realized he was wearing a suit on his upper body, but still had slippers on his feet. I couldn't help but laugh, saying he is still so interesting. "I don't want to ask anything anymore. It's you then, senior. I believe in you." "Ethan, you can't just favor your relatives. What if I'm really not as good as those 2 candidates?" "How could that be? Your education is higher than theirs, and that's enough on its own. Moreover, you were so outstanding in the student council at that time. I saw it with my own eyes. I believe you are fully qualified for the position of assistant to the president." I relaxed and Ethan let me go to the HR department to sign the contract. Am I about to start a new life? I walked out of the conference room with a smile. Ethan is a junior I met in college, but we weren't in the same department. Aside from working together during large school events, we usually went our separate ways. It's been so many years since graduation, and I didn't expect Ethan to still remember me. I didn't tell anyone that Ethan was my acquaintance. I just quietly did my job. Ethan has completely changed at work, being very strict and always wearing a stern expression. Last month, he even scared the new intern girl to tears. He couldn't bring himself to coax anyone, so he treated the whole company to milk tea. This led to the interns being teased, saying that next time they get scolded, they should definitely cry instead of holding it in, so that the general manager would treat everyone to small cakes. The atmosphere in the office is completely different from the last company. It is very good. Everyone is young, and no one uses their seniority to bully the juniors. They haven't made things difficult for me, the new assistant. Recalling my previous company, because I had a few work interactions with the general manager, rumors about me started to spread. I went home and told Jack, but instead of defending me, Jack blamed me. "Can't you reflect on where you went wrong? Why are they only slandering you?" It's really the victim-blaming theory. At that time I was actually blamed to the point of self-doubt, and I didn't dare to lift my head to face anyone in the company. After leaving Jack, I threw myself into work. One day, Ethan asked me to accompany him on a business trip to the Hainan branch along with 2 other colleagues. I gladly agreed. A business trip is the best way to showcase the coordination skills of an executive assistant, and I must perform well. Ethan had plenty of time, and we arrived in Sanya a day early. I had never been to the seaside before, and I felt very lost. "Just got off the plane, take a good rest, you'll be busy tomorrow." Ethan handed me an opened coconut. The coconut water emitted a sweet fragrance. I took a sip, and the taste was sweet but not cloying. I don't know if it was the change of environment or something else, but I had diarrhea that night. I had no choice but to ask my colleague to help handle my work, and Ethan accompanied me to the hospital. The doctor said I've been eating too much cold food and spicy food. My stomach can't handle the contrast between the two. It's so rare that the senior would make such a mistake. I'm not Superman. I forced a smile and said, "Don't call me senior anymore, just call me by my name." Ethan thought for a long time and tentatively asked me, "Can I call you Ashley?" I nodded. Anyway, everyone at the company calls me that, and the new intern also calls me Ashley. While I was getting in my phone suddenly rang. It was a number I didn't recognize, and I thought it was a spam message, so I hung up. The phone rang again, and I had a bad feeling, but I still answered it. Ashley, I'm in Sonia right now, I lost my ID, and I'm going to have to sleep on the street tonight. I don't believe Jack at all. Besides, how does he know I'm in Sonia? Don't doubt it, really, I just came out of the hot pot restaurant, and I lost my ID card. Is it the hot pot restaurant I just ate at? Is this guy following me? Is it not possible to reissue it? There's nothing I can do if you come to me. The police station is closed now, I had no choice but to come find you. Ashley, please help me. I sighed. After all, we had been in love for 7 years, and I couldn't just let Jack sleep on the streets. There were only a few drops of the medicine left, so I stopped taking it and asked Jack for his address, ready to rush over. When Ethan found out, he didn't say a word and drove me there. The car stopped in front of the hot pot restaurant, and Jack thought I had taken a taxi, rushing over to hug me. I pushed him away forcefully, frowning with a look of difficulty on my face. At that moment, Ethan also got out of the car, watching the two of us with a thoughtful expression. But Jack took the initiative first. Ashley, who is he? I am Ashley's boyfriend, may I ask who you are? Ethan's answer shocked me, and Jack looked even more incredulous. At that moment, Catherine appeared out of nowhere, carrying a bag of toiletries in her hand. Ashley, what's going on with you? Jack has been looking for you for so long, and you've been avoiding him, but now you have a new love? That's really unfair to him. Jack hasn't scolded me yet, but Catherine couldn't hold back any longer. I looked at her coldly. She was clearly very pleased with herself, yet pretended to be innocent. Ashley, this isn't real, is it? You're just pretending, right? Jack was about to come forward to pull me, but Ethan stepped in between us. Sir, I don't care what you had with Ashley before, she is my girlfriend now, so show some respect. Catherine couldn't sit still any longer and said to Ethan sarcastically, Jack has done so much for Ashley, what do you, an outsider, know? Saying this wasn't enough, Catherine turned around to please Jack and took his hand. Jack, look at what I'm saying, Ashley is very calculating and has never cared about you at all. You treat her so well, and she doesn't even know gratitude, she truly has a heart of a wolf and the lungs of a dog. Jack violently shook off Catherine's hand and shouted at her, shut up. This is the first time I've seen Jack like this, he used to never dare to yell at Catherine, right? He would rather hold her in his palms and step on me. Catherine was clearly frightened, standing there in a daze, tears streaming down her face. Ethan timely pulled me into his arms, tilting his chin to look at me. This is my boyfriend. I looked at Jack and answered him with great certainty. Jack looked as if he had been struck by lightning, his eyes red, gritting his teeth as he stared at Ethan, facing me, his gaze filled with reluctance. Ethan took me in the car and went straight back to the hotel. I apologize if you mind what I just did. I quickly shook my head. Not only did I not mind, but Ethan actually helped me a lot just now. If he hadn't stepped in, I wouldn't have known what Jack was going to do to me. Ethan sighed. Was that Senior Jack just now? I always thought you two were quite a match back in college. If he came to reconcile with you, why is he bringing another woman, with such a foul mouth, as if she had eaten shit? I was amused by Ethan's remarks, and my mind was no longer in a mess. That night I took my medicine, had a good rest, and the next day I went to coordinate with the people from the headquarters. I was busy with work and blocked all of Jack's contact information, including that unfamiliar number from last night. After returning, I threw myself into work. Perhaps the blow that day was too great, Jack seemed to have disappeared from my world. I had been delayed by Jack for too long, and now my only goal is to work hard and make money. Ethan has always valued me, and after my outstanding performance at the branch office, he tried to get me to make some decisions. I know that Ethan will be promoted to director in the future, and he intends to cultivate someone to become the next department manager. Therefore, I work very hard and often stay late. Finally, a little vacation has arrived, and I thought it had been a long time since I went home to take a look. I called my mom and told her not to buy groceries tonight, I would buy things and cook at home. To my surprise, when I opened the door to go home, I saw Jack and his parents sitting in the living room. Ashley is back? Jack still isn't going to help Ashley with her things. Jack's mother greeted him with a smile, directing Jack to come over and help me carry things. His eagerness made me a bit nauseous. When had I ever seen him like this before? I frowned, not handing the thing in my hand to Jack, but instead bypassing him and walking straight into the kitchen. "Mom, what's going on?" My mom felt a bit embarrassed and whispered in my ear. They insisted on coming over, and I also felt awkward letting them leave directly. "Your dad hasn't come home yet." Jack knows that my mom is soft-hearted, and I have inherited her personality. But now I have changed. I can be soft-hearted towards anyone, except for Jack. "Uncle and Aunt, you have come all the way here. It must have been hard, but Jack and I have already broken up." Jack's mom was very shocked and quickly came over to grab my hand. "What are you talking about? You've been with Jack for so many years, how can you just say it's over?" "It's normal for couples to have small conflicts. My partner and I argue all the time, and we're still doing fine, right? Whatever the issue is, our parents are here today, so you two should talk it out and live well together in the future." I really laughed. Is this something that can be said? Does Jack's mom know he has a good sister? Jack suddenly knelt down with a thud, startling both my mom and me. Tears streamed down his face, and he looked like he wanted to bow to me. "Ashley, I was really wrong. Can't we talk things over nicely? I can't live without you. Without you, home is not a home at all. Ashley, please come back." I looked down at him from a height and said coldly, "All right, then swear to me that you will not contact Catherine for the rest of your life, and I might consider it." Jack suddenly fell silent, and this moment of silence was enough to kill me. He ultimately cannot let go of Catherine. Since he can't let go of his first love, why does he have to provoke me? Wanting both is his fault, isn't it? My mom couldn't bear to watch and told Jack to get up. He suddenly shouted like a little child throwing a tantrum, "I won't get up unless Ashley forgives me. You should kneel and roll to the entrance of the community, don't disturb my whole family," I shouted, screaming while pushing the person outside. Jack's parents rushed over to stop me, and I picked up the fruit knife and held it against my hand. Is it only allowed for Jack to go crazy? Am I not allowed to go crazy too? Finally, I got everyone out of my house, and I breathed a sigh of relief. Turning around, I saw my mom looking at me with concern, and I simply put down the fruit knife. "Mom, I'm fine. I just wanted to discuss them on purpose. Jack is going crazy at our house. If we don't kick him out, how are we supposed to eat as a family?" My mom sighed with relief, and while I was massaging her shoulders, I acted cute. "Mom, I bought some Crucian carp, and I want to have Crucian carp soup tonight." Mom finally smiled gently and kept saying good. While my mom was cooking in the kitchen, I was helping her when suddenly a call came in from my dad. He forgot to bring the house key and asked me to let him in. "What is Jack doing?" "He's kneeling downstairs." Scared me to death. I took a detour and came in through the back door. I shook my head with a smile and said it didn't matter to him, the most important thing was that our family had a good meal together. I walked to the balcony and looked down, and sure enough, Jack was kneeling there. Who cares? A self-satisfied guy. When I didn't need it, he explained it to me, how utterly pointless. I no longer care about him. Dinner was just ready when I received a phone call. "Senior sister, you've been working so hard lately. I want to treat you to a meal as a reward." "Where are you?" I looked at the table full of dishes and smiled as I said to the person on the other end of the phone, "Come to my house. Today I'll let you try my senior's cooking first."